everybody. This is Kicesie again with another one of our advanced sex ed videos. And today I've gotten this request a lot for this topic, so I thought I'd talk about it. But I think that in one video I can't do it justice. I think that perhaps the best way to do it is to make it a series. So I'm going to tell you guys what I think, just a few thoughts on it, and then you guys can respond and ask questions and give your opinions, and then hopefully I'll follow up with a few more videos, or at least one or two more, where hopefully I can answer some of your questions, because though I've gotten requests for this topic, they haven't been real specific. So I'm not real sure what it is you guys are looking for, so I'm just going to tell you a few things that I think, and then hopefully in the following ones I can answer some more specific questions, and I can sort through your guys' responses, talk about some of them, say which ones I agree with or not. Maybe. I don't know if I'll do that or not. So anyway, LGBTQT. So yeah, it's kind of the more politically correct way of talking about homosexuality, or more specifically, lesbians, gays, bis, queers, and transgendered. Yeah, so I think you guys probably know what all of those are. It's very interesting that gay has been associated with men, and women aren't kind of part of that definition anymore. So we have lesbians, women who sexually prefer only other women. Gay, which would be men who sexually prefer only other men. Bisexual, which by this most strict definition, bisexual means have absolutely no preference. Male is as good as female. And a lot of people who have a preference can still have sexual feelings for someone of the other gender than their main preference. And I don't think we have a word for that yet. There, in psychology, is a continuum of about 5 points, 1 through 5, that define sexual preference a little better. 1 being completely straight, and 5 being completely gay, and then 3 being having no preference. But you have that 2 and that 4. You guys can fill in the blanks. Queer, I don't actually know why that's a specific letter in it. Maybe you guys can tell me. Then transgendered, a lot of people think that means that the people have already gone through the surgery and they've physically become the other gender than they were born physically. But it actually, by definition, can mean people who cross-dress, whether all the time or just sometimes. So transgender doesn't have to include people who have surgically changed genders. So yeah, that's like a short definition, and this, I'm getting the feeling this might be, in fact, a 2-part series. One problem that I've noticed is that younger and younger we're expecting people to define themselves into one of these categories or straight. You're either one of these things or you're straight, and you need to decide right now. And so I get a lot of messages from youth, I don't know their age, but I can tell they're younger, saying, I'm so confused, I don't know what's going on, I don't know how to define myself, and I've got to figure it out. And I wonder how much of that is their need to figure it out, and how much of it is society's pressure, hurry up and define yourself. So I don't think that's a good thing. Society's push for us to define ourselves, I don't think it's real healthy for younger people. I think that when you're a teenager or preteen, you have a lot to figure out. And okay, some people know from their earliest memory that they fall into one of these categories. But other people don't have such an easy time with that. It's a process of figuring it out. It's a process of trying different situations to figure out what feels the most natural to them. And some people don't figure it out until they're, over 60 years old. So this pressure that by the time you're 18 you should know your sexual preference, I think it's a little absurd. And I think it can have a very negative pressure on our youth. The other thing I want to talk about is the problem with forcing people to define themselves. I personally don't think that we fall into, we keep saying, there used to be straight and gay, then there was straight, gay, and bi, and, now there's this straight or LGBQT, and now they're talking about other letters to add to that. And I think what that shows is that gender and sexuality are fluid, and they aren't set in stone. And I've talked about this in a video about stereotypes. I really think it's absurd to say this is me, I'm this, I fit in this category, and that's that. But maybe that's just how I feel. I feel that, yeah.